One day I met a wizard many years ago. He was very, very old. He was very, very wise. He told me a secret many years ago. How to live, how to love, how to win the golden prize. Gotta do what the wizard said. Gotta do what the wizard said. All you have to do is snap your fingers, make a wish and snap your fingers. That's what you have to do. And your wishes will all come true. One day I met a maiden with honey-colored hair. There never was a maiden so beautiful somewhere. The first time that I kissed her, I promised her my life, and I wondered how to win her for my wife. Remember what the wizard said. Remember what the wizard said. All you have to do is snap fingers, make a wish.
GM.
That's what you have to do.
Hello.
Will all come true. The day that we were married, I remember.
Just gonna wait for a couple more people to get in here. Everybody make sure to retweet the room. Tell your friends. We are gonna have a good space today.
How can it not be with this starting track? This is awesome.
And your wishes will all come true.
That was The Wizard by Jimmy Rogers.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that.
Cool.
Yeah, it was very
so
nice.
good.
That's the kind of music I listen to when I'm not blasting heavy metal at a volume that makes the walls bleed. How are you all this evening?
And snorting straight caffeine, apparently.
Yeah, so I am in a weird mood this evening because, wow, Lit Turnip is going for another noun. I'm in a weird mood this evening because I am just awake for the day now, and I decided to have an energy drink to be awake, and I accidentally got some on my fingers and kind of accidentally snorted 5 milligrams of pure caffeine, so I am wired. I feel great.
Perfect.
I can hear colors, but I feel great. So we are looking at, I'm not seeing Wide-Eyed Carl in the audience just yet, but we are watching the end of this auction, this Noun 586. We FOMO'd this wizard for NounsDAO, but I'm not seeing them bid at all.
Rug.
Yeah.
I have seen in amongst my chats around the Nouniverse, I have seen some other interest though. I think there's a little bit of a battle going on for who's going to get this one.
It's a beautiful noun, and Lit Turnip, who, if I recall correctly, actually finally won last night, looks like is going for this one again. Yeah, Lit Turnip won the Pride Skeleton, so going for this wizard as well.
You need 2 nouns to propose. You're going to need 3 nouns in about 2 weeks. So.
Hello, Nikki. Nikki coming in hot with a rogue soundboard. We like it.
Cody wanted no more fart noises.
So you went with a cow?
Yeah. He was very specific on no fart noises.
You're technically correct. The best kind of correct. So yeah, the guest that we have lined up for today is Wide-Eyed Carl. I'm not seeing him in the audience, but we were going to talk about Proposal 211, Noun's presence in the Chinese community. For those who aren't aware of the proposal, the TLDR is to showcase and introduce nouns to Mandarin-speaking communities by nounifying China with an array of nounish activations. Basically, nouns in Mandarin is the big. Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I was just about to say he's in the audience now.
Here we go.
I was just going over the prop. Welcome, Carl.
GM.
GM. We've got about 4 minutes left in the auction, a little less than that now, assuming nobody tries to outbid Lit Turnip. So in 3 minutes or less, do you think you can summarize the prop for us? I just read the TLDR for everybody.
I think let's just talk about the prop after FOMO and NOMO.
That sounds like a plan.
He's like, I cannot compress this down into 3 minutes.
You know what? I agree. Beyond the TLDR, and I just read that. So I'm excited to talk about this one because I read the prop when you put it up, and it was, I really liked this idea, so I'm glad we're getting to talk about it here. We've got 3 minutes left on this auction. Do we think there's going to be any more bids?
Yeah.
This is
I
a
think
nice
so.
wizard.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
It's
I
a
guess
real
they are
nice
gonna
wizard.
Go for more. Yeah, I feel like there might be more coming, but I've been wrong before. So
Well, Lit Turnip still has a little bit of breathing room on this wallet. Added some
yeah,
more since last night, so can go up to a little over 40, given the ETH remaining. So we might be able to see a little bit higher, but still 34 ETH. That's respectable.
it is 34.34. Not bad, not bad. Let's see. What do we got? 2 minutes 30 left.
Exciting. Have we ever had a lit turnip up on the show by any chance?
We haven't. I reached out
No.
last night, but never got any sort of
And-
response. So
Yeah. I think once
they
people start
don't seem to
digging-
be super active on Twitter.
They've obviously got a plan.
Um,
They've
I
obviously,
think he's really focused on getting these nouns. I think he's really focused on getting
Yeah.
these nouns. So
he
you
or
can
she,
imagine
he or
he
she
doesn't
is
have
up.
time for Twitter.
Yeah, he or she is up to something.
He or she, okay.
Yeah,
It is a beautiful noun.
it's a gorgeous wizard. I was really happy when we got this. I was kind of excited for WizardsDAO to get this because I know that they've been looking for a wizard for a while. We finally get them one, and they're not even bidding on it.
Yeah, maybe some logistics issues or something.
Oh,
Who knows?
that's so much nicer. I was going to say something about how maybe some they got bought out by some people from Bankless, but
Stamps.com.
Well, you never
for
know.
open.
I mean, listen, it's that, you know.
Well, maybe we've got 1 minute 15 left on the clock. Don't see any pending bids, so maybe we should tell everyone what we're actually doing here.
We're probably going to be going. So for anybody new in the space, as soon as the auction ends, we are going to go to fomonouns.wtf. What do we do with FOMO, Ben?
Oh, all right, don't worry, I know how to use this.
First, we unmute.
Yeah, we unmute first. Yeah, so FOMO nouns is where we get to click down or upvote for the next noun that we might mint. And if we reach consensus, we mint that noun. So we essentially get a choice. We just get a choice based on the ones that show up visually, though. So,
oh, there it is.
Another bid.
There's the few.com bid for 35.04 ETH. And it doesn't look like they have a whole lot of breathing room on this one. They've got less than 1 ETH left in their wallet.
Yeah, interesting.
But we're looking for the battle of completing the set because both of these last two bids have one noun. And the reason I know that is because we're watching this auction on nounclock.app, which is our Noun Square front end for the auction, where we can see stuff like how much ETH they have in their wallet, how many nouns they have in the bidding wallet.
You can
stuff
warm
that,
up
you know,
your clicking finger for Nomo. Just click
you
on
can
that.
warm up your clicking finger for Nomo, which I'm not doing because I want to rest my wrist before I break it.
There's a few strategies, isn't there? Like, do we rest it until Nomo, or do you warm up now?
I think the best advice is to log your wallet into
There must be a
Nomo.
wrong.
Yes.
You're ready to go.
.com.
Yeah.
It goes to Chun's profile.
Few.com
really?
does?
Yeah, it's Chun.
Oh, hey! Right, you are.
Awesome.
Nice. And also, if
right.
you com bid earlier in the day as well.
Turnip.com though.
Yeah, Lit Turnip is just Lit Turnip on Twitter.
Lit Turnip on Twitter.com.
Uh-huh. That's Lit Turnip on Twitter.com, sponsored by Stamps.com.
That's an amazing domain name.
But
few.com.
the Stamps.com get back to us, because yesterday you played the advert. I thought they were talking to someone on the TNS. I think we need them to sponsor this show very soon.
I mean, I would certainly like them to. we've certainly given them enough ad time.
Wasn't Madrovsky like outside of the building a
Yes,
couple weeks
yes,
ago?
he was. Presumably to get some index cards to use as postcards. But
This Twitter thing isn't working so well. He's like, you know what? I'm just going to show up there and tell them about this because they're obviously not coming to our spaces at this point. We'll see.
I mean, yeah, but
But I feel like we are manifesting them, and the other day I was thinking about it, is like one day we'll have an ad that plays before the space starts, and it's by stamps.com, worth $1 million. And I mean, I think manifestation is real. You could get what you want in life.
Just
It
put a
would be
prop
pretty
if you
hilarious
just
if
focus
we
on it
actually
hard
did
enough,
get it.
if we just bully this multi-million-dollar corporation into sponsoring our show by running ads for free, that's how that works.
Even if they just give us the pity sponsorship, they're like, these guys have been trying for like 2 years
There we
straight,
are, brand
every
new bidder.
single day. Oh yeah,
Oh God.
35.75.
The ghost of Christmas view. Where are we going to be after 2 years of the Noun Square?
Yeah, well, I think we'll be at
Other than
now-
sleep deprived beyond the nightmares of what we thought before.
we'll be like Noun 888 or something.
Yeah.
That's where we'll
Episode,
be.
whatever, 712 or something.
But one big event I'm really looking forward to this year is the Nouniversary. That
Oh,
is
we
gonna
got
be
it a bit.
In
I hope we don't do
August.
48 hours of space.
Yeah, Davin's been talking about the Nouniversary since the Nouniversary. He's like, oh my god, this was so good, 24-hour space. I can't wait to do this.
We're not doing a 48-hour space. I'm vetoing that right now.
I mean, the
I
bigger
am
the
not.
better,
I
right?
stayed up for 24 hours last time. I am not staying up for 2 days straight. I shouldn't complain, Ben. You were hosting that on the main account, that show.
I mean, you could say so. I was sat in a chair and I had my phone on host mode, but I don't know if I was there. I was just like some kind of jelly person-looking thing at the time. At least for the last few hours, anyway. It was crazy. Just proper jellyfish.
Yeah.
I think we have a bidding war going. Yeah,
I
a
feel
new
like
bid from an unknown bidder.
I feel like we made a joke about that on the space. It's like where you were just like, yeah, the space is being hosted by a blue bottle at this point. Like, how do you like my Ben impression?
It's pretty good. Maybe I need to talk in a higher voice somehow. I'm not very good at this voice acting thing.
I think I can get my voice
No.
down to that. Like, I need to like warm up first before I can get my voice that low, because like my default speaking voice is 2 octaves higher.
Yeah, exactly. And
But
it's hard to actually
I might
say
be able to do
monotone.
it. Yeah, especially for me, because as we previously established, I'm hopped up on enough caffeine to give a heart attack to a blue whale. But
I was going to say, I thought synesthesia was a pretty good name for a caffeine drink.
yeah, well, the thing is,
Snort.
I have synesthesia normally. The caffeine just exacerbates it. I have sight sound synesthesia, so like I associate tones with colors.
That's
But it's annoying. It's really, really annoying.
Yeah,
As a
it just
voice
sounds
actor.
like tripping.
Yeah, that. Thanks.
Oh, guys! I'm going to hijack this last minute or so unless we get more bids. But the Swami and I just put our prop up. Like, we're currently in Japan, talking about doing some Noun stuff in Japan, and we just put a prop on Discourse yesterday to get some feedback for a couple of days before going on chain. So, if you feel like poking holes in proposals, then we would appreciate that.
I love poking holes in proposals.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm so glad that you invite us to bully you here on the Noun Square, where bullying is what we do. I'm not going to finish that
like
sentence.
you just got to invite it, and it doesn't come as a surprise. You know, you're not like, oh,
Yeah,
my
that's how
God,
that
I'm
works.
bullied now.
That's definitely how that works. Oh wow, and we have another bid from Chun.
Free.com's back in.
We are pushing the. Is this? Yeah, this bid will come in time, right?
We've got another 41 ETH in there now. He's just reloaded it by the look of. Oh no, sorry, 4.52 left. It's 41 total.
Yeah, 41
Nice.
total.
I have a theory. here. I've been asking myself, like, why are nouns going up? I mean, it's open season edition. Open edition season. Sorry.
Open season edition.
I'm sticking with it. Open season edition.
You just gave me an
So,
idea for a new edition.
oh my, Ben, do not steal my idea. But think about it. If you are printing 200 ETH from an open edition, where would you put it in Ethereum verse? I mean, Nouns is a place to park some ETH. So I'm just pitching out there. I mean, Nikki is here. He has a couple of nouns. I'm just pitching it out there for all you new millionaires. Nouns is a place to build.
Yeah, it is.
We like
That's
the
right.
shameless promotion.
Yeah, and I mean, at the moment too, like it is actually sitting quite cheap compared to what they've ever been. You know, like for a while there, we're
That's
looking
true, yeah.
at lows of 100 ETH. And, you know, looking back at that one day, there was like a 24 ETH bid or a 28 ETH or whatever it was, going like, imagine being that guy, getting one for 28. And then a few lucky people got some just below 30. And we've been hovering around the 30s for a while. So I guess it's that time for the people with conviction and with belief in the future and, you know, goals for the future that are hanging around now that are starting to stack these guys up while they can. And then, yeah, I can't even imagine what this is going to look like through next cycle with Treasury blowing up. Because, you know, sitting with a Treasury of like 29,000 ETH, that's like leveraged USD, right? You know, you watch ETH price go up and see the Treasury go like 35 million, 40 million, 45 million. It's like just jumping multiple
Do you
millions
think it could
in
touch $1 billion?
hours. It's crazy.
It is pretty incredible to watch.
5,000. We're touching $1 billion.
We actually, it was fun.
From 206.
It was fun when, hang on. What am I? There we go. It was fun when I was staying with Optoshi. We were looking at, because he started pumping. Well, we have another bid for 37.21. We are pushing this auction back. Carl, we could have gone over your.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, man.
Yeah, give it. But when I was staying with Optoshi and we were like ETH started pumping, we realized that ETH actually, the USD value of ETH, the USDC value of ETH, increased overnight so much that it increased by an amount that was greater than the total USDC the total USDC cost of Prop 206. And we were just watching that like, okay, that was cool to see.
Yeah, that's crazy, hey?
And it stayed there.
Right after I spent all my ETH on Open Edition.
Yeah, right?
It's Open Edition season. But we need a sound bite for that.
Oh, God, fine.
This Nerman Triscuit.
The Nerman Triscuit? I've never heard it called that. What? Is that what it is?
Well, that's what it looks like to me, a Nerman Triscuit.
I mean, I'm never going to be able to unsee that now.
Yeah, that's what it is now.
I want to melt some cheese on it.
That's yep. That's what it is now.
As a kid in the microwave. Yeah.
Who is going crazy on the Nerman
pizza
face?
Yeah, that was me for a second.
That was you. Okay, that tracks.
He's running a script.
I'm just warming up my double finger tapping on my trackpad here for Nomo. I have to double finger.
Ben, the other day you're talking about changing the settings for the mouse. I did not know that hack. So I've been tinkering with the settings and I'm like, okay. I think, Nomo is getting really competitive. These things are flying off the shelf on the open market. So I guess it's time to look for those hacks.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be careful though. If you go too far, it'll it'll stop you from being able to click. I think we've got a limiter on there. I can't remember what
I've
it
run
is,
into
but
that.
it's pretty fast.
It's just above my like comfortable click range.
Yeah.
I main Wingman in Apex. No, it's just above my comfortable click like speed. So if I stay at a normal speed, then it's fine. If I try like 2-finger tapping, then it rate limits me.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, we
Yeah.
did think about that when we were doing it. We're like, what rate should we do it at? Should we just do it at like the human record? So like, if you beat the record, you've either beaten it or you're cheating, and you don't get to play. Or do you like set it as like somewhere that's just above a gamer or an average
Yeah.
clicker?
It
must have
seems
been
like you set it just above a gamer.
Yeah,
Because
that's what I think we ended up
I
going with.
average like I'm good at games that require like rapid clicks, but I'm not like the best. I average like across all of the games like that I play, I average like high gold, low platinum. So I think you've set it like at a pretty healthy spot.
Yeah, I think so. It's not killing anybody.
Yeah,
too much.
I think it won't. Most people won't notice, and I only notice if I like really strain. So it encourages me not to hurt myself.
We'll know soon because I'm designing in stats so we can see everyone's click rates and stuff.
Oh
like
God!
I want to see who's like fastest, and then like who's done the most clicks over time, and all sorts of stuff.
More competition.
Exactly.
More competition. Yep, that's going to end well for me.
Some more visual feedback while we're playing, and like because then I want to put prompts in there too. Like, you are not clicking fast enough for the people that are just like click, click.
There
like,
should be something
there,
for when you're clicking and you're not signed in with your wallet, because that's something that I do occasionally where like I don't realize I'm not signed in. I'll like sign in, I'll close my computer, I'll come back, and I'll think I'm still signed in, and I'm not, and I'll be frantically clicking and nothing is happening.
Yeah, I've done it twice, and it's twice too many. I think once game starts,
20 seconds.
Any click should open.
Oh yeah, we're at 15 seconds. I think this 6246 is gonna win it. Yeah, we're at 10 seconds left. There is no way any additional bids. Go to fomonouns.wtf. There's a new bid coming in, but is it gonna get there in time from View.com?
No.
I don't think it's gonna. Nope.
Nope.
No, it did not make it.
Ooh. Sorry, Feud.com.
Sorry, Feud.com. Sorry, Chun. We are playing the feud. fomonouns.wtf. If you like the noun, upvote it. If you don't like the noun, thumbs it down. If you are lukewarm on it, probably go with thumbs down. We're trying to be a little bit more selective these days. Also, if you're on stage, unmute your mic. We want chaos.
That's the,
I know the game here.
Rabbit.
The game here is very simple. Everyone is trying to push FOMO out of their time. I think
so we're aiming. We're aiming for a rabbit.
It's 11 a.m. I'm happy.
Rabbit.
I think we're aiming for a rabbit for Year of the Rabbit.
Right.
Yeah, we can still get away with
or
that
anything nice. Yeah, we can get away with it one day. But it would be one thing if we got a noun last night that like didn't mean anything, but like we've been chasing that wizard hat for a while.
Yeah.
So I don't feel it, and it's a beautiful noun.
Get it.
Yeah.
We done our bit.
Do we have a stiletto, the high heel shoe?
We don't have a pump yet. No.
Yeah.
Oh no.
What is that nonsense?
Cola.
Yeah, this one right
now.
Can of.
Oh my! It's beautiful.
It's a nice noun.
The ape.
Yeah. Ape with a clown scarf.
I don't like it. Hogwarts. It's Hogwarts scarf. It's not nice.
It's a silverback.
Ooh, the hip rose bony shower.
Yes.
I thought curling rock.
I can't look at the shower head without thinking of Boney now. I'm so upset. I like this one. I didn't vote it up, but I like it. It reminds me
What
of
is the
home
noun way to shower?
with Boney. But Sorry. I'm in a sort of ready, fire, aim mode tonight. I don't know if that was abundantly clear.
Oh man,
We've
that's
only
so
got
funny.
19 active
That's the
players
answer.
playing
That's the
FOMO. I'm ignoring what I just said. I'm just gonna. We're not gonna acknowledge that. We've only got 19 active players on this. Wine with fries. That's an excellent
Oh,
pairing. If you
not
are not
bad.
playing, I don't know why you're not
Mountain
playing. Get on fomonouns.wtf.
Salty tannin.
Help us choose a noun.
Help
I
us
like this head.
every day. Dozens of nouns
What are we trying
get
to mint?
lost during FOMO.
Someone was asking, what does forever mean? What does forever mean? Does it mean until the internet is off? Maybe.
Well, that was close.
That one was close.
What?
Sorry, what was
What
that,
does
Dominic?
what mean?
You're breaking up a little bit.
Someone was asking me if you're saying you're minting a noun a day, every day, forever. What does forever mean? Is it until the internet gets shut off?
Until Ethereum blows up, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, if everyone lost interest, the
Okay,
auctions will
okay.
just pause because it takes someone to settle. Like if no one's playing FOMO and no one presses settle, then the auctions will pause. But it's incentivized for the person who just won that auction to settle. But then if they settle and no one bids, and then it goes to the burn address, and then no one settles, it'll just pause and wait for everyone. And I've been thinking about that. Like imagine that happened like in 1,000 years. There was just nothing for a while, and then people are like, hey, what's this old bit of code? And then they settle and start it all up again.
Yeah.
If it ever stopped.
Oh, a new civilization.
You can actually
Yeah,
see
exactly.
this on some of the forks, on some of the extension projects. Because sometimes, for instance, food nouns, the auction ends every 8 hours, right? But it's still fairly like U.S. time zones is the really hot spots for food nouns still. And so sometimes there are long periods of time where people don't mint, and people don't settle the auction, especially if gas is high. So sometimes you can see that a noun sits an auction sits unsettled for like 4 hours, and I kind of like that because it means that whenever the auction is settled, it means that somebody's paying attention to it. Bunny,
Oh, hey,
Rabbit.
and it's a cute one too.
Rabbit. Oh my
Simio, isn't
God.
this your favorite Noggle color, the teal?
It is, yeah, with tie-dye.
Hey, we got it! We got a bunny. I'm happy.
Nice. Well
Yeah, we don't
done.
want that.
Amazing.
Gung hei fat choi, everyone.
Well done.
Happy New Year.
All right.
All right, no more.
Got my Noma loaded up.
So we got 30 no
Ready to go.
Yeah, we're not done yet. We're gonna go play Nomo, NOMO.WTF, Nomo.WTF, where we are going to save one of the nouns that we failed to get during FOMO, as well as some of the ones that happened before we started playing. So what you do is you pick your favorite noun, choose your character, and just spam click it when this timer finishes up in about 18 seconds. Spam click your favorite noun, and we're going to try to save it.
Man.
We'll go over what that
Which one are
means
you
later.
after the
I really
damn
like
stock
this.
on?
Yeah, I like this business stamp. Thank you, Nikki. Your contributions are appreciated as always. I really like this the mailbox. I also kind of like the McDonald's wine.
Yeah, I like this soda can and the sushi. That's the two I'm saving at the moment.
Yeah, the nigiri.
Yeah.
Oh, the McDonald's wine is gone. I'm surprised nobody went for the robot. I mean, admittedly, yeah, I'm biased, but still.
Hot dog!
It is
Oh,
good
my
looking
internet's
hot dog.
so slow. It's not working for
This
me.
should be an
It's
instant
slow.
code.
I'm sorry, Ben.
Now I've got to choose again. I like this vending machine.
How are you playing Nomo
Actually,
and on the
contrarian
soundboard?
here.
I can't do that. I am too
God damn it.
laser focused on getting this.
Special
Ow,
abilities.
my wrist! I really want this
sorry.
this stamped suit.
Why did you?
I mean, it has to be stamps.com to go today.
Come on, we can get it. This is going to be close. Well, maybe not that close. No, it's still going to be close. I really want this this suited stamps.com. And we got it. All right, Ben, do you want to Jesus Christ. Do you want to tell the lovely people in the audience what nomos are for? What we do with them here in the Noun Square?
Yeah, for sure. Essentially, we just got to choose our favorite one via crowd consensus and mashing buttons. Now we get to mint it as an open edition that actually increases in price every 15 minutes. So right now it's at its cheapest, and 100% of proceeds go to supporting the show. Because this show, we do a whole lot of stuff. We give away ETH on every space. So that adds up. The first 10 nomos can only cover that one retweet per day. So, we basically just keep playing this game and collecting these nomos. We're working on some cool stuff that's going to come out soon to gamify it a little bit more and make them more fun to play with. There's a part of me that just loves the collecting side of it. And so I'm like designing this interface where it'll be easy to see which ones you're missing, which ones you're not, and hopefully integrate some kind of swapping features and stuff like that. But yeah, it's essentially to support the show and to allow us to finish playing FOMO nouns without being disappointed when we're rugged or when we just minted something that we were like, nah, what about that awesome one we missed? Now we get to save one.
Awesome. And it really is like, especially when we launched it, I say we as if I had anything to do with Nomo when it was launched. It was awesome because we were getting rugged like every single day for a couple months on FOMO.
Yeah.
Like we started playing FOMO and just immediately somebody would settle. We had a bot that was spam clicking up. And with Nomo, it was like, okay, we could still get something that we picked, right?
Yeah, that's right. And even if it was to, if the next noun was settled and minted on the next block and we didn't even get to play FOMO nouns, then this will grab the last 30 blocks. So, depending on how long the auction was extended out for or anything, it could have been those nouns as well, even though we didn't get to play them during FOMO.
I just want to ask, did we ever find the bot, the person who was running that bot? Because I remember we sent out an inspector. We sent out an inspector to find the person, but they never did. What happened?
Well,
Nothing.
I mean, yeah, there's no definite confirmation, but I think we know.
Oh, diddly. I mean, what? I'm not saying anything.
I think what it did though is it proved that it needed some updates. We got those updates. It works again, so that's really cool.
Listen, I'm not blaming him. He didn't say that he did it to me, and I feel like he would have admitted something at some point. But also, if you're gonna play heel to the hilt that much, then you got to kind of expect people to blame you for stuff. Anyway,
now back to the guest.
That was really quiet. We finally got there. Carl, would you like to tell us about this prop? I don't know why I just sounded like that.
Okay, maybe I'll just get like Noun 74 to have like a small introduction about himself before I
Perfect.
to everything, right?
Hey everyone, and nice to meet you guys. I will give a short introduce myself because my English not very good. I found a CryptoPunk community in 2021, and we have more than 200 punks holder in our community. And I also set up a non-Chinese community because 17% of the non-Chinese holder is CryptoPunks holder. And because I've found the Pang CN, so many Web3 events, they will find me. For example, I take a chance to host a panel on Hong Kong event, and which they are officer, financial secretary, Paul Chan also attend. So it's a government official Web3 event. Also, it's the biggest Web3 event in China. And also, I help the Nouns to connect collaboration with Little Small Book, which this app has 200 billion monthly active user in mainland China, and Chinese nouns holder can verify their nouns on this 200 billion app. So that's because this app, they found me because of my resource. They know I was the founder of Pang CN, so they found me. So that's why I have many resource which can help nouns, bring nouns to China, because I also run Pang CN, so I have many right resource. So I think the right people is very important to promote, because I think right people, they have chance to get into the nouns system. But if we promote to the wrong people, then we will spend many costs, but we can't get any new entrants. So I think I get the resource to do these things. So I work with Cal, and we have this proposal. And also my English is not good, so I will invite Cal to do a introduction of our proposal to you. And thank you very much. And this is my third time to TNS, and nice to meet everyone. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, man. And let me just tell you, your English is great. Like that.
Yeah, I was gonna
really
say,
easy to
like,
understand.
Thank you. But my
your English is
listening
better than
not
my
good.
Mandarin, so.
Oh, thank you so much.
GM. Okay, so hi everybody. Yeah, I'm Carl, and just a brief short introduction of myself. I'm based in Singapore. I started venturing into the Nouns ecosystem by starting Nouns Singapore, right? So it's actually a proliferation pod whereby I bring Nouns present into Singapore, and my first ever proposal is actually a Nowish beach cleanup, which actually spiral a very beautiful ripple within the Nouns ecosystem, whereby we actually see more green initiative, and then I think Devin here get inspired, and then hey, now we have like Nouns Africa, and then he's doing even greater stuff with in this direction, right? So that's just a very short introduction about like who am I? I'm just like a contributor like anybody else that is interested in Nouns, right? So before like I dive into details for Prop 211, right? I would just like to share some perspective and like insight on the thought process, right? Put into establishing Prop 211 for the past 3 months, right, as a contributor. Right. For those like who are new here or like do not know, right, Nouns is CC0, right? So what that means is that the creator actually gave up all the rights to it and made it available to public, right? So aka open source, right? So everyone is able to use Nouns in way they see fit, and that gives Nouns the ability to break free from cultural center of NYC, right? As a protocol, as an NFT project, right? We then see stuff like Nouns Brazil, Nouns Singapore, Nouns Amigo, Nouns Africa, and many more that will be actually coming up, right? So language and culture shouldn't be a barrier within the Nowiverse, and because there isn't much Nouns present in the Chinese community, right? Thus, the growth of Prop 211 came up, as we would like to contribute in this area, and naturally we chose China as our starting point, and it's just a starting point. because being the largest Mandarin speaking country, right? So it's just logical. Also, something that we align to is that content is key, right? Content is actually really key. So just for example, like Prop 201, right? Congrats to Toshi. Prop 201 on the ground focus on proposal like 206, sorry. Proposal like 206 on the ground focus on creating like in real life experience, displaying the fun and creative energy around nouns. And with this sort of content, we are able to pull people into the network within nouns. Similarly, like Prop 193, right? Restoration of basketball court. Prop 209, Machola. They uses content to address social impact and then showcase what nouns represent and what nouns could be. So content is really a very powerful tool. And all this speaks to the core of Prop 211.
You muted yourself.
Right. So,
or somebody.
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you back.
Loud and clear.
Yeah. So all this actually speaks to the core of Prop 211, right? Which is to use the arrays of activation and impact that this activation actually generated to create and develop content, where we actually able to leverage on this content, tap into existing network of connection resources to further share and educate to a pool of audience who have the ability and the know-how to venture deeper into the Nouns ecosystem, right? So at first glance, the short-term and immediate aim of Prop 211, right, is to raise awareness of nouns, like any other proliferation proposal. Also to address attribution. But as a contributor, as a builder, I and we envision further. Because to us, right, the broader perspective of Prop 211 is to be an igniter, to ignite the growth of Chinese community within nouns, right, within noun ecosystem itself. So understood there are like concerns regarding regulation in China, right, our starting point, which we have actually addressed across various channels. So actually, just to sum it up, right, regulation in China actually plays to prevent financial risk associated with virtual currency, right? They are also placed to prohibit companies from raising funds through virtual currency or issuing of virtual currency, aka or the Ponzi scheme, right? Which is clearly not what Prop 211 is all about, right? There's also no regulation that prohibit the discussion or campaigning of NFT project or TAO in China. In fact, many projects have activation executed by their own community member in China itself, and they are very successful. For instance, just to name a few, DAYC, Clonex, Azuki, they have like really good activation in China, Shanghai especially. And most importantly, as like prop builder, right, we are the one at the frontier, and will never put ourselves in a situation where we compromise ourselves to the law, right? So thus, all the activation in Prop 201 that you actually see are actually curated, and we are working with official parties aiming to contribute to the growth of nouns. Although some might see like Prop 211 as having like first mover advantage within this geological location and see this whole prop as competition, right? But I think we all should actually understand and realize that nouns ecosystem is a positive sum game. It should be a positive sum game. And we should embrace the ideology of co-creation, right? Instead of like silo mentality, because that would be actually extremely short-sighted, right? So Prop 211 aim is to have more people coming into the ecosystem, be it as a new DAO member or upcoming contributor. So as the Nouniverse expand, right, we would want to see healthy competition, and that will actually breed more positive externalities and benefit the whole town, right? Because very plain simple, more contributors equates to more high quality proposal, which equates to lower premium paid by the town to create, right? Because the supply and demand dynamics change. More town members equate to increased governance participation, also equates to more resources brought into the ecosystem from whichever individuals that have industry knowledge, right? Which equate and reiterate the point of having healthy competition, right? Vicious cycle. Yeah. So this is actually the broader perspective of Prop 211 and all the thought process that was actually put into Prop 211. Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
you
So I mean, it's
you,
not
you
it's
answered
not.
a lot of the questions that I had before I could ask them.
Yeah.
So
I mean, like, yeah, because normally people would see like, hey, if you are not like really into this rabbit hole, you are not like really having a lot of skin in the ecosystem. You might just see this proposal as like it's just another marketing campaign, just another proliferation pod, right? Just aiming to proliferate, right, in the names of proliferation. But as you can hear, as you can see, online high level and online contributors, right, actually do have would actually give more intangible value to a prop compared to like just, hey, here's a prop, here's my marketing strategy, right? So I think that's the very difference. And I think prop 211 is actually our answer to that, right? Because I think in Gami asked a question when he was proposing 189, right? He asked like, hey, what's the biggest problem faced with Nouns, right? Where he got a reply from 4156 saying that, hey, same as any other crypto coins or NFT project, right? To actually have distribution to invite high level and align individual into the project. So I think 211 is our answer to that. We actually want to, on top of just putting proliferation aspect aside, right? We actually want to tap into our resources and our own network to actually proliferate in the correct direction, whereby we are actually able to onboard, like, be it creators, be it contributors, be it like new town members that are actually aligned to this whole governance system and this whole memeish value of nouns. Yeah. So so that's actually what 211 is about. I mean, there
I
is
love that.
conversation about hey, this like maybe a risky prop and everything, blah blah blah. But hey, that's part of being nowish, right? So what's nowish is to actually embrace absurdity, right? And to like take risks. And to be honest, this prop with, I mean, thankfully with ETH value, right? Because you were talking about the conversation that you and Abdushi had, right? Like the pump in ETH value, right, in USDC actually covers the cost of 201 206, right? And thankfully with the pump as well, this increase in ETH value actually brought down the risk for the TAO, right? Because in a sense, the only risk the TAO is taking is having a lower treasury sum, right? But contributors like us, like any prop builder, any proposal builder or executor out there, right? The risks that we take are actually way higher. Like I say, because we are in the frontier, we are staking our reputation, we are staking our time, we are staking our resources all into one prop. Yeah, and as compared to the risk that the TAO is taking, it's really it's marginable and it's actually calculated. So yeah, I admit it might seems like a risky proposal because we are like, hey, venturing into like an untapped market, right? But it's also because this is a untapped market. There's a lot of potential that we could actually gain, and even that worst case, we could actually learn how to actually venture in if like prop 201 isn't a success, right? So there's actually way more positivity than negativity, and like I say, this risk is calculated and it's, in my opinion, marginable. Yeah. Yo, I think Devin have his hand put up. So, yo, what's up, bro?
Man, Carl, I'm so happy. You just you just have no idea how I'm so happy how. And I was actually, I was telling my gang in the NounsDAO Africa, I was like, man, I wish we had the votes for this, man, because this is the OG when you talked about going into untapped market. And it reminded me of a very interesting story which my grandma told me. And I'm going to tell it on this space so that maybe if the Nouners can listen. There were two African shoe salesmen from the US who were sent to South Africa a long time ago. And
oh, I know this one.
you know this one? Oh, you know this one. Allow me tell it.
Yeah, go for it. I like this one.
Oh my God, you got me. There are two, and the answer was the same. Their report was titled the same. They don't have shoes. But one key thing that changes in this is like, oh my God, they don't have shoes. We could sell them $1 billion of shoes. Or they don't have shoes. They could never buy shoes. And to me, this is a grand question: is that, are you willing to take that leap of faith for something that seems, uncertain, but is very nounish? or I don't know. To me, it's a very interesting. But I have to say this, Carl, I'm so happy that this is coming. So excited. I've already said NounsDAO China would be the biggest DAO this world has ever seen, and it's really exciting to see this. No, I'm telling you, guys, like if you look at the data, there's so many people in that sub-region that other DAOs have no compare. If they all bought nouns at the price of a house in China is worth a noun, I'm telling you, it's over. It's over. That's the true decentralized business, and we're looking at it right now, starting. But I have to say this: Carl is one who inspired number one NounsDAO Africa. We're trying to do great things. We just finished our cleanup. Everyone is bubbling up in the group with the pictures. We're like, how do we launch this? Should we mint it? But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It was funded 1 ETH from Nouns Prop House. But all this is because of what Carl had done in Singapore with the beach cleanup. I mean, he came on a space like this on the Noun Square. I think it was the Noun Square. It must have been the Noun Square because those were the early days. But Carl, was it a Noun Square when you first talked about the beach cleanup in Singapore? Can you maybe give some history about that? People may think I'm rambling on for no reason.
No,
That's where it all
it's
started.
true. It's actually my first place with TNS. So I was actually, I mean, the TNS team saw the proposal, and they were very intrigued, and that's how I got invited. And I believe the team even launched a contest, right?
Yep.
A cleanup contest.
That was the start of the global cleanup contest that Davin eventually did was because of your cleanup.
Yep. So
exactly. We realized there was an outsized reward when you target that kind of thing. The amount of ETH that was spent, you modeled it quite well, where we realized we could spend a small amount of ETH and get a lot of cleaning up done. So kind of targeted that with the contest.
And we shamelessly ripped you off.
Nah, it's okay. I mean that's the beauty of like, as a Nouns prop builder, right? You're able to like see like beautiful butterfly ripple effect, like unknowingly, like just for example, like, hey, on the ground, right? Who knew we were able to have a advertisement in Spotify, right? Without on the ground, like who knew we could have like the advertisement in Spotify, and who knew we need nouns in Rose Parade, like who actually knew that? Nobody knew that, but the DAO and everybody took a leap of faith, and we went it, right? And the effect was beautiful, right? So even if the effects today wasn't expected, there's bound to be something to learn from whichever proposal, right? Like those proposal that was mentioned, that was like quote unquote luck, right? For example, the Paris fashion show, right? I mean, it's basically a bad faith proposal put out on bad faith, right? We learn from that, right? So there's another proposal that is actually being put up. It's also about fashion, right? 3D printed fashion in Paris Fashion Week, and that proposal was done in sequence, right? So there's always something that we could learn, and we could actually just tap on. Yeah. So yeah, I'm really humbled. I'm humbled. I'm happy that, hey, I could be a inspiration. I never thought that I could ever be an inspiration, because everybody is my inspiration. But hey, if I could do that, everybody could. But I think that the very main point that I would reiterate again is that, hey, Nows is a positive sum game, right? I really love to advocate on the mindset of like co-creation instead of like having silo mentality, because this is not how Nows works, right? Because Nows is first, it's because it's CCO, right? That's why it's very different, and it gives Nows the ability to really just expand horizontally, vertically, in any direction possible. Yeah.
Awesome. I do want to call on, I noticed that Susak and Nikki both got their hands up. Susak, you raised your hand first. So I'm going to go to you, and then Nikki, we're going to go to you right after. So what's going on?
That's not fair.
Yeah. Here. Actually, here's the case. I really admire everything. I really admire everything Kyle is doing in Singapore, and I really like his proposal. And he's a really nice guy, and I love to work with him. And the problem of this proposal I'm concerned is the execution team in China, and like especially Kyle is a Singaporean, and he didn't deal with that much politics, and does not know that much about China. And if this proposal is a Singapore one, I will support it with all my heart, and I will talk with everyone in our community to how good this proposal is, how nice this person is, and I will definitely 100% trust Kyle can do everything in Singapore. And the problem of this proposal is the execution team in China. Nick, I don't trust him. This is my personal experiences in the NounsDAO community. Like in the proposal, they claim that NounsDAO is the one who onboarding me to the Nouniverse, and actually, it is after I joined the Leo Nouns community and I see how IO and Cardino works. Every guys in the space works, and which finally onboarding me to buy Nouns. The problem of like but actually, like in the previous spaces of mine, I was talking about the social capital and about like how DAO is a political game, all this thing, and I talk about there are several lectures, like when they are entering the NounsDAO, there are lots of like idealism builders who are very nice. They really want to build. They don't know anything about politics, and like for several lecture, when they are entering a DAO, it's like a wolf in the ship, and they try to steal credit from builders and capturing the treasury's resources. And less kind of experiences like in NounsDAO, and when I was entering that organization, and which leads me to think of lots of different kind of things, like how should we govern, how should we protect our DAO, how should we how as a builder, how should we protect ourselves? And I think Chinese market is so important. It's so important. And I already see lots of people quitting that WeChat group because of Nick. And I already see lots of like good builders talking to me privately, saying about they don't trust this organization because of Nick. And I already talked with multiple LPs of different kind of funds. I already talked with lots of GPs of different kind of funds in Asia and China about this. And because I'm an LP of multiple different kind of funds across the entire Asian market, and here's my point. Like the investment is so important. Like from my personal point of view, investments all about people. Like if we hand over this so important market to the wrong person, it will be some kind of like a bad leaders driving out of like good builders. It's biased on the good builders. I already see lots of like builders being so sad about how now students are leeching their job, and how people are so bad organized in that organization. Like it like I already talk with lots of LPs, lots of GPs across different kind of funds about these stories of us, and I already see so many people are quitting that organization. And here's my point. Firstly, about the proposal execution, and I don't think the execution team in China is a good choice. It will ruin the reputation of Nouns. This is first. The second one is the plan choose Weibo and the Douyin to do the marketing. It's really hard to process, because according to recently, Weibo almost banned every crypto and NFT related accounts. If they are trying to promote any information related to crypto.
Sorry, can I just cut in for a moment? I'm sorry, just let me cut in for a moment. Right. So I understand that you mentioned that in the proposal that Nick mentioned that he onboarded you. Sorry, just to clarify, it's actually written as me onboarding you. So I mean, if there's any like confusion that is happening, so I think I've addressed that, because basically I was actually invited to a Twitter space, and then where I shared like about Nouns ideology and everything, and then the next day I was actually send a DM saying that, hey, there's actually someone that is interested in now because of the space that you shared and everything. So obviously I'm very happy, right? So that was actually added into the proposal, right? But that point is actually not to just take credit or anything, right? So that's not any sort of stuff. So that point actually is to point out that, hey, using connection, right? Using connection and a network, right, to onboard quality people is actually very useful, right? So like you mentioned, you got into Nouns actually through the Nouns community, right? So that's a form of networking and like a connection, right? So basically that point it's actually to actually bring out this importance
Here's
of
the case.
networking.
Actually, it's the podcast of Ping Feng which onboarded me into which introduced the Nouns ecosystem. And how it is the podcast of Ping Feng, not your Twitter space. Okay.
That's why I think it's there's a bit of confusion. So I would like to apologize for that. But like I say, the point is actually not to like take credit or anything. It's just to highlight that, hey, getting into like network and connection through network and connection, it's a better onboarding path. Yeah. So I think that's the main point that I would like to bring up through that actually one short paragraph of that. Yeah. And I think for the execution, right? So maybe Nick could explain more, because I think I mean you mentioned that you do not believe him and then about his execution and so on, but I think he actually did quite a lot of stuff regardless about which even if it's like about Nouns or Chinese CryptoPunk or any other project, right? I think he actually did put in effort and have a few activation that is actually executed correctly in China. Like for example, I believe there is a current ongoing exhibition in Shenzhen that is actually ongoing all the way to February. So he next I think there's also showcasing of Nouns in a well-written best-selling book, because I think this book is written by a CryptoPunk community member, right? And I think he's pretty well known in the industry. And I think that book is his fifth series. And I think Nick used his resources to get Nouns holders to actually showcase their Nouns within that book. So I think that's one thing. Plus, if I'm not wrong, there's a few more past activation that now 74 Nick is involved in, like Quebec, Shanghai, and everything. So I believe he could share more about his execution capability. So Nick, maybe you want to speak up on your execution capability.
Hey, yeah. Hey, everyone. Hey, Sukas. Yeah, I want to introduce what I done for the NFT space in the past. First, I set up the Chinese CryptoPunks community in 2001. It's the very earliest community in Chinese, in all the Chinese community. And all of our member, we are verified one by one. So at the first beginning, we are very a few people, but at last we have more than 200 verified CryptoPunks, and now the community is the only one community about the Chinese CryptoPunks in the world, and also they are branded CryptoPunks branded North. They already come into our community, and some yoga lab manager like PP Man, they support us, and we also help yoga to connect the museum in China to help them the CryptoPunk donate event. I don't know how to say that. Yoga want to send some CryptoPunks to Chinese museum. That's which we help them to search the museum in China. And also, I set up a DAO very earlier in 2021, and which is only focused on collecting the historical NFT. And now the DAO, we have a multi-signer, and some of the multi-signer is from some 2017 NFT community like Pixel Map. I'm not sure if someone know this early community, and many punks holder they know that. And this DAO, I was organized 21 crypto punks in our community, and we built this DAO together. So also I was the advisor of Life X, which is he is the most famous Chinese artist because he's a, Christian beat record holder in China. So also I want to say, you say you have many questions about our proposal, but you and your team always come to our channel to give some many comments about this. But both of you
I don't
are,
have a team. I don't have a team.
yeah,
Sorry, I don't have a team.
you can, both of you are Chinese. You can, why don't you directly call us? We can explain all to you. But you never call us, and you block me. You block me on WeChat. You block me on Twitter. I never block anyone.
Oh my
It is
God!
not necessary. So
Oh my God!
so that's what's my introduce on NFT space. So also we are very open mind because I work with Cal. We want to build a platform to announce builder in for all the Chinese. So I think it's very good if you can join us. We are very welcome, always welcome for anyone because we want to build a platform, not just a proposal. So that's why many nouns holder in Chinese, they are also punks holder. They support me on the DM. They said they will support my proposal. Yeah, that's why, because
Now
we,
74. Now
and then
74. I wanted to interject here a bit. I'm sorry to cut you off, bro. I wanted to interject here a bit. Can you open your DMs? I wanna chat to you about something. I remember the first space that you had on the TNS Noun 74. You came on with our Chinese punks. I really loved it. I was there. I was in office, and I just loved, like you guys were speaking in Chinese. And to be honest, man, I just love it. So if just open your DMs, let's get this conversation going. But it's really nice to have you again on the show, man. I really love the stuff that you guys have done, the Chinese punks. I can't wait to see how we get this proposal through. Cheers, bro.
yeah.
And I
Hello, David.
also
Yeah,
want to say, I
DM.
think this could be a good
Okay.
conversation for an Agora debate. It sounds like, there's some stuff here that you guys could take deeper on an actual debate show. Yeah, it's super interesting, both sides, obviously. But, we could be here all night discussing this stuff. So we should probably keep it moving because it's already been over an hour now. But yeah, there's a couple of hands up. So, yeah, Susu, do you want to just finish off there and then we'll move to Ivan after that?
I would just speak like for 1 to 2 minutes. Here's my basic concern is like when we do any investments, like the person we put in, when the person we're trying to the person we trust is the most important thing. Like when we are doing this kind of thing, and I do trust Kyle for his job in Singapore. And if this proposal is a Singapore one, I will support it with all my heart. And but this proposal on the execution team is it is done by Nick. And I already do some survey on the Chinese punk community, and I already talked with some LPs. Investors are a group of network, network. The WeChat group he created, just like not so many people chatting like nowadays. And I don't think it's a successful community. Here's my thing. And
I want to say
let
here, and we want.
that's all. That's my final concern is like I already see so many good builders quit your group. I already see so many good builders don't want to work with you, and I already have lots of like Chinese non-holders talking with me. They don't trust you, and I don't I don't want to see, and I don't want to say anything, or honestly, on the thoughts, on the thinking of mine to become. Thank you guys thank you for your inspiring me to think about what's the nature of a DAO. Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah, thanks for coming up, man. And it's good to kind of air concerns like this live, and I think it's going to be valuable feedback for them to discuss. And if you guys wanted to debate this proposal on Agora, I'm sure we could line that up at a later date. But yeah, we'll just jump to Ivan now.
Hey, thanks for letting me speak. So, first of all, I clarify I'm a Chinese also. So, and I'm located in Singapore, but I'm very familiar with China because I've been working in China for several years. So, I'm in a few Chinese NFT and Mimi token community as well, around more than 10. So, more or less, I know what Chinese market want. Now is definitely a very I would say a unique DAO structure of all the DAO that I've seen. Although I don't have any now, okay, but I think it's definitely a very good platform for people to submit their things. And I think that what I want to say, actually, I seldom want to come on the stage, but I think today, because it's related to Chinese community, so that's why I think that maybe I should like give some of my feedback since I'm familiar with Chinese community as well. So I feel that no matter, I just want to let Susie and White Eye or maybe Hash. I think for us, one of the thing about us Chinese is no matter we are from China Chinese or Singapore Chinese, we are all Chinese. The root is the same. Okay, so the thing about us Chinese is no matter what, usually when we are really forming a group, we usually are very unified. We usually work as a community, and in a Chinese group that it's usually run by a few influence leader. So I just went to look at the prop as well. Okay, I'm not a noun holder, but I just give my a few view on the prop. I feel that the prop is very focused on a real life event, okay, which is currently what the NFT scene is short of. So I think it's pretty good. It's pretty good because there's a lot in real life event. But the only contradicting thing is the only thing is whether is those events suitable enough or is those budget suitable for it. I think that should be what we discuss when the prop is successfully launched or successfully approved. Then I would suggest that because that the day Susie talked about the political so the social status and social capital and the political thing. So I think that in every prop or every DAO there should be an opposition as well. So I think it will be good if you all form a team with several people we are at different sides so that it will be a good debate. When there's a good debate, there will be new splash of idea, new creativity because everyone wants to be on their side. And then in the end, in the end, the objective is the same, to bring the nouns to the Chinese community. I think this will be a better choice in between to balance. This is also what Chinese always believe in, the yin and yang, the balance.
Yep. That's
So
why.
this is
That's
just
why.
what I
Like,
say. Thank you.
I just to reiterate my point again. That's why I say that hey, now is actually a positive sum game, right? So it's not about like who taking credit for who, like which proposal or which prop builder are actually like quote unquote taking away other people's effort, right? So it's actually not that because now is a positive sum game. Everybody could contribute together. Everybody could contribute in that same direction, and that force, right? That co-created force actually would actually breed more positive externalities. Because that's what we actually need. With more positive externalities, right? The DAO will actually grow in a way more exponential state. Right? It's not about just going viral, right? It's not about just that. It's actually getting people that are actually aligned to the whole concept of what is nowish, because it's a very big term, right? I mean, everybody's saying like, hey, nowish, hey, this is nowish, that's nowish, everybody nowish. But if you were to really deeper and you are like in the space in this ecosystem and you have your skin in it, and then you put your own twist and then you learn about it. So knowledge is actually a very big term. It's very heavy in a sense. I would actually put it that way. It's actually very heavy. It's like it's a huge responsibility to be like knowledge, right? I mean, obviously there's the fun part, there's the creative part, definitely. But as a whole, knowledge is not as simple as just being fun and just like, hey, let's just do something crazy, blah blah blah. That's just part of it, right? Yeah. So I think like I said, Prop 211 is actually our answer to that, and this space is like new, right? Nobody is certain that, hey, my prop is the only prop, right? My method is the only method that it will work, and it definitely will work. Nah, nobody will know that, because every prop it's how to say, it's a I would say a leap of faith from the town on builders, right? To see like, hey, if I were to fund this idea, right, now's fun idea. If I were to fund this idea, what could this idea spiral into? That's why I say like, hey, do we know that we need on the ground from the first place? We do not know, but because of on the ground, we had a commercial in Spotify, right? Do we actually need to fund those parade? Who knows? We do not know. Is there a need for Now's Whiskey? Is that concept of Now's Whiskey fun? We do not know. But hey, is it interesting? Is this something cool? Yeah, it is. Do we want to venture into it with a calculated risk? Yeah, why not? So this should be like the thinking. And yeah, I think I shared like really in depth and stuff. So yeah, so yeah, so maybe Ben, if you could carry on, and let's see how we're going to go from here. Am I being rugged?
No, you're
All
good.
right.
Robot Fish Girl got rugged though, so we're going to have to move along the show without the
Yeah,
main host
yeah.
account.
So
Yeah, Adam's got his hand up too, so we'll just go. You can speak now, Adam, and then we can move along.
Yeah, Adam, go right ahead and take it along. Take it
Hi,
on.
Nikki. We see each other a few days ago, right? So, yeah, I have to. I have something to share with you guys because, like,
Is
I
it
think
another song?
maybe in the end today.
Okay, cool. That
Depends.
was a good
Depends on
day.
depends on what I'm happy with the discussion.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's go.
Because yeah, I think maybe 1 month or 2 months ago, like it's my first time to join the space, right? The non-space. I remember the topic is about NFT in the Chinese market. You remember with the crypto punks and elements? I'm not sure whether you remember 1 month or 2 months ago, right? And I think Carl and Nick also like joined the space. And in fact, after that Twitter space, they posted the news on some media platforms. For example, the DeFi news. It's one of the main like blockchain medium in China. But the data they shared with you guys is actually totally wrong and fake. So I can provide some the screenshots of the real viewers of that news. For example, they posted to the public that they have millions of views, but actually, one of my friend worked in the DeFi news, and the real viewers of that news is only about 700. That's the first thing I want to share with you guys. And the second thing is, I know Nouns is because of Ping Fong. Who is Ping Fong? She's like now in the space, but not on stage. Ping Fong, she is a girl and a very outgoing girl. Actually, she's a real builder, and also she's a really, really popular podcaster in China. If you try to type Lil Nouns in Spotify, just type Lil Nouns in Spotify, you can find Ping Fong. Ping Fong hosted an episode. It's called Web3 in Chinese. Web3 随意门. It's one of the most popular Chinese Web3 podcast episodes in China. Ping Fong started to do the introduction about the nouns using English, using Chinese back about a few months ago, right? And she did a lot for this community, and she's trying to work with Nick it's so-called NounsCN few months ago, and she introduced a lot of fans, right, from her episodes to join NounsCN. But actually, after she's been working with Nick for maybe 1 or 2 months, she realized that Nick is not a Nounish person. She's just a businessman, and she's not that real builder. That's why she quit. I mean, she decided not to work with Nick anymore, and she's been very upset and depressed with all the experience she got, and then she come to me, and she's trying to express that her feeling that at the moment she's not that energetic as before. It's because of this. Because ideally she thinks Nouns is a place that we can all of us be a real builder and work with us. Our goal is just to make Nouns great again, right? But seems like the goal is actually is different, right? So that's the second thing. And the third thing is for this proposal 211, it's under the context of NounsCN. But actually, it's just a 2-person team, Carl and Nick. I admire Carl because she's one of the person that makes some introduction for me with Nouns, right? It's only a 2-person team, but it's under the context of NounsCN. They are trying to represent the whole Chinese people about the Nouns community. It's not reasonable, right? So actually,
Hey,
I think from my let me finish. I'll be quick, right?
No, I just wanted to make it very clear, guys. When everybody has been talking about Nick, it's not me. I am not.
I mean, Nick is hashconfucius.eth Nouns 74. It's on the stage, right? Not Nikki. All right. Okay. And I want to say that it's because like Chinese people all around the world, right? Not just in mainland China. For example, me in Australia, right? I'm also a Chinese speaker. Like, it's really hard for only a 2-person team to represent the whole Chinese Nouns community, and even one of the person, most of our real builders not trust with. Yeah, we trust Carl, but not Nick, right? So it's unreasonable. It's totally unreasonable that like they just a 2-people team can represent the whole Chinese Nouns people. And what if like this proposal like they don't make good result, and all the other Chinese people, their credits is destroyed by this, because they're trying to represent the whole non-Chinese speaker, right?
I actually don't think so. I think that like that. I know what you're saying. I understand that point, but I don't think that that's how things would get looked upon. Like, I think people are aware that the people proposing this one are not representing the entirety of Chinese population. I think, like you say, that's unreasonable to even try and speak on behalf of that many people. But framing it as Chinese community, I think that that's going to happen more and more over time with all different cultures. I think there'll be different groups in different cultures and different countries that all represent similar or the same. Like, for example, I believe there's actually a couple of different Brazil groups already, and I don't think anyone's looking at any particular Nouns Brazil group and thinking like, well, that's the entirety of that population they're representing. I think it's pretty clear who is representing who with most of these proposals.
So I just have one last point. So what I suggest is, why not just build the trust step by step? Because this proposal seems to be a package proposal. Because like most of the Nouns proposal, they just focused on one event. They just focus on one thing, right? One festival or one basket court. Everything is just focused on one little thing. But this proposal is like, it's a huge proposal. It's like a package. And people even, for example, you guys probably don't ever worked with Nick before. You know nothing about him. But we've been trying to negotiate with him, and we don't trust him. So for a balance, why not just start a small proposal and build the trust, and we see the result. If the result is good, then have another proposal, just every proposal, just focus on one small thing, not just a package. It's not nounish. Yeah, that's my point. Yeah.
Sorry, I just want to add in. I think if this prop itself definitely doesn't represent the Chinese community. No matter the Chinese is from which country, it's not a matter of just in mainland or whatever. I think if there's so many conflicts, might as well you just set up sub DAO, Chinese NounsDAO or whatever, and run this thing. I think it's definitely a better choice, right? So when you run in a decentralized DAO, then you can have more decision maker or more delegates or more people who can make decision, and then on that then you'll do a proper way of advertising, because this whole marketing plan or creating awareness of DAO for Chinese community is a very big plan. It's definitely going to be a huge plan, which even like 200,000 is not going to do it. It could cost millions or even billions of dollars. I mean, how many people is there in China? Okay,
Hey,
so I think
Ian,
it's a big plan. So having a sub DAO as a Chinese NounsDAO or whatever, I think it's a good choice. And then everyone has a choice. There's more representative for Chinese community from various country or from various Chinese community group. I think that's a good choice.
Hey, thanks, Ivan. I think we should find some time to grab some coffee and stuff, right? Since you're in Singapore.
I wanted to jump in. I want to jump in here a little bit and really point out something really interesting. Is that when it comes to the question of what is nounish, I want to refer back to the words of Punk 4156. Do with no need for repayment. Do with no expectation. And if we can go back to that, I think it will solve whatever issue is here. But on that note, Ben, I would like to pivot this issue a little bit, and we do some giveaways. Then I'm going to open it up for some last words at the end. I know Robert Fishkill is rugged, so Ben, can we do some giveaways and we get this show going?
Yeah, for sure. Let's we'll start with the Poe app. I'll just make sure we've got the window open. We've got to coordinate behind the scenes here because RFG cannot speak. So first thing we'll do is the Poe app. So we do a Poe app every day. We give away a token for free. You only need an ETH address or an email address to link a wallet with your Poe app. You can get it from poapp.xyz. Once you've got that Poe app, you open it up and you hit the mint button, and then you hit the secret word button, and then we type in tie-dye Toshi 23. So that's spelled TIEDYE TOSHI 23. That's TIEDYE TOSH 23. And then we've got to play this crazy game to try and get all of the numbers from small to large up to 1,000.
Sorry, can you repeat again? It's a bit long.
Yeah, it's tie-dye Toshi. So TIEDYE TOSHI 23. And then we all sit here for a minute or two banging these numbers.
Do it live! We'll do it live!
Yeah. All right. And then we'll get the retweet picker. So for every day on the show, we give away 0.069 ETH for retweeting the room as well as a token of our appreciation for coming to the space. It's a little bit of a carrot on the stick. So we do it at the end of the show here where we give you a little ETH. And the winner for today, Davin, you've got the soundboard running. Let's hit us with a drum roll. The quietest drum roll in the world for Clement, CN47006. Congratulations, you got 0.069.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
I'll be processing a whole ton of backlog because we had an issue with our winners table. So there's been a little bit of time where there was a couple of contests that were missed and weren't able to be updated. And then everything since during and after fixing that table, needs to be updated. So I'm going to spend the next couple of days chasing.
Did I miss the POAP?
You did.
I just got sound back. I have spent the last 30 minutes rugged.
Yeah, well, you made it back in time for the end.
I've got a song ready.
Then you can play us out too at the end. But yeah, so we've done the POAP. We did the retweet picker. Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Carl for coming on and talking about Prop 211. Thanks to everyone for the rest of the conversation. And it does seem like there's some stuff going on here that's unresolved, and it's interesting to hear from everybody. And I think maybe there is room for debate or more discussion about how the proliferation in China is handled. I think everyone's got their different methods and ways to achieve different things, and we, all Nouners have the ability to submit proposals and do it in the way they think's best, and then let the community decide. So I think, it's going to be interesting to see what everyone comes up with, and hopefully we don't see too much bad blood in the Nouniverse, because usually it's mostly fun and games and memes, and that's the cool stuff about it. We all just continue building and doing cool stuff. So
yeah, Ben, could I just cut in short, just like just a quick,
Yeah.
just to do like a quick roundup, right? So, just to clear up some air, right? No bad blood, right? So appreciate all the feedback. I think the point where I would like to address is like, hey, the article, the readership on the article, right? So I believe Susuk also shared and Ping Fong also shared that screenshot in Jungle Discord, and I think that screenshot is a back end data which actually we do not have awareness on that, because that article was actually a free PR article. It's not like a paid article. So whatever readership that we saw on its actual front page, right? We took that. So obviously they might have deeper connection, and they are able to get like back end data whereby that team could actually show them the actual readership, right? So we could actually always go back to the media platform and ask like, hey, how they show their readership, right? But we do not have the influence or the power to actually tell them that, hey, I actually want you to show like XYZ readership. So just to clear out the air, and then just to round it out, everything, right? Yep. Like I've been reiterating, right? Now is a positive sum game, right? Everybody have their own take on how they want to proliferate nouns, how they want to contribute to nouns. And prop 211, it's never a prop that represent the whole Chinese community. It's not, like I mentioned, it's the broadest perspective is it's the igniter, right? So it is doing its job, right? It ignited the conversation whereby, hey, there's a need for Chinese community. So it's never the whole face of the whole Chinese community. It's the igniter, because that's the broadest perspective, and that's our thought process when actually we put in effort to build up this to establish even this proposal, right? And then it shouldn't also be seen as like, hey, Prop 2.1, it's just like taking away all my chance of like a contribution in like XYZ direction. It's not that. Like I say, it's always a positive sum game. Everybody could build on each other and then just proliferate. Just take Devin for example, right? Nouns Africa happened because an idea was pop up from my proposal. Then do I say that, hey, nobody could ever do green initiative proposal in Nouns? That's not the way to look at proposal, and that itself it's a mindset that it's very hard to just change like directly, because I think we live in a Web 2 world, a centralized world, whereby having silo mentality it's very normal. But what I'm trying to advocate is like, hey, we when you're in Nouns ecosystem, right, it's actually a chance whereby, hey, we could actually bounce out from this silo mentality and just look at things the ideal way, right? Whereby, hey, if you would help me, I help you. Everybody co-create. There's way more positive externalities that could actually blossom, right? So just to round this whole space together, let's think about nouns or nounish in a way deeper meaning than just like me being a proposer. I want to contribute, and then That's it. Think about how a proposal could actually have effect on other people. Yeah. So that's my take. Cool. So if you could wrap this out, because it's Chinese New Year, I actually have a reunion dinner that I need to rush to. So, yep, I'm so sorry, and happy Chinese New Year, happy Chinese to everybody.
Yeah, you too, and thanks for coming on, and thanks for presenting your proposal.
Thank you.
I'm not sure if RFG is still.
I'm still here.
Thank you.
Oh, good, nice. Right. I think we'll be able to play us out now. We've had a good show.
Yep.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
After a very difficult space because I kept getting rugged, but we managed to make it through without dropping the space.
Thank you for the effort. Thank you for the time.
This doesn't have any lyrics, but it is relevant, I promise. It's the Bunny Hop by Ray Anthony. So.
Hey yo, thank you, Bunny yo. Happy Chinese New Year.
Oh, this version does have three lyrics. Great.
Bye guys. Bye guys.
It's the new sensation. Do the bunny hop, 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 hop. Walk out in the fun, Father, Mother, Son. Do the bunny hop, 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 hop.
We will see you all at 1:30 p.m. EST for Bora Brazil, the Portuguese space. Later on, in about 12 hours, actually exactly 12 hours from now, we've got Nouns Esports, Soapbox at the Noun Square. An hour and a half after that, at 6 p.m. EST, we've got the Little Noun Show. It's going to be fun. And then we are right back here again for Noun O'Clock. Probably going to be starting at around 3:15 EST-ish. So, about 22 hours, 45 minutes from now. You'll be seeing the links for that go up on the DNS Twitter pretty soon. So, make sure to set your reminders.
Just FYI, Prop 211 voting is window open. Is actually open. So if you are a delegate, if you are Nouners, please appreciate all votes. Thank you.
And it is 4:30 in the morning for me, so I am going to rug you all. Hope you have a wonderful day or night, whatever it is where you are. We'll see y'all later.
Okay, try not to snort too much.
Bye.